It's the Teaching Your Toddler Nurses Show. Let's learn a little bit more about nurses, how they help us, and what they can do for us. So here is our episode about teaching your toddler nurses.
Welcome to the Teaching Your Toddler Show with Marijo Tinlin. Each show we talk about fun activities to do with your little one, including a craft, a letter of the week, Spanish words, songs, games, and even a snack for each weekly theme. Here is your hostess, Marijo Tinlin.
Hi, I'm Marijo Tinlin, your host of Teaching Your Toddler, and this is our Nurses episode. It's so exciting to celebrate nurses. Nurses Week, actually, an International Nurses Day, is May 12th, and it's because of the nurse Florence Nightingale. You may have heard of her. She's also called the Lady with the Lamp. Her birthday is May 12th, 1820, and she was born in Florence, Italy. She died August 13th, 1910 in London, England. She was a nurse, a statistician, and also a social reformer based on her changes that she made in the nursing industry. And she was a foundational philosopher of modern nursing. She was put in charge of nursing the British and Allied soldiers in Turkey during the Crimean War. She spent many, many hours in the wards, and her nightly rounds gave care to all the wounded. And she became known as the Lady with the Lamp because she walked around with a lamp as she did her rounds. She formalized nursing education, and it led to the establishment of the first scientifically based nursing school, which is called the Nightingale School of Nursing at St. Thomas Hospital in London in 1860. She was instrumental in setting up training for midwives and for nurses in the workhouse infirmaries, which I'm kind of assuming is sort of like in Les Mis when Fantine is sick and probably when she had Cosette. And so she was also the first woman awarded the Order of Merit in 1907. Again, International Nurses Day is observed on May 12th, and that commemorates her birthday and also the importance of nurses in our lives. I do want to say that I did have a health scare in 2017, and I cannot tell you how much I loved the nurses. They were all so nice, so caring. They really helped me in a time that I really needed help. So I just can't thank nurses enough. If you're a nurse listening, thank you so much for being a nurse. Your child may or may not know what a nurse is, depending on what their background is and how often they've been to the doctor. It is a good time to teach them that they are great people. Sometimes, at least at my kids' doctor, the nurses were always the ones who gave the shots. So we want to make sure that the kids have a positive experience and a positive impression of nurses. I did add some fun body activities in the notes there, in the show notes, which are available on the website teachingyourtoddler.com. On our nurses page, it's body activities. They are age appropriate, and you may need to help them a little bit, but it kind of teaches them little different pieces of their body. I mean, it would be great. I hope in the future we'll do a whole body episode, but this one will teach you some fun activities about different parts of their body, age appropriate, of course, and appropriate parts of your body. The letter of the week this week is for N for nurse, of course. So point out things that start with N: nectarine, nod, no. Your toddler, just show them a picture of an N, an uppercase N and a lowercase n. You can draw a picture on paper. You can let them trace over it, take their finger and draw it into dirt or in the sand. You can use bathtub letters or refrigerator letters so that they learn those letters, the shape of the letter. They will start to pick it up, I promise you. The number this week is 12 because of May 12th. That was Florence Nightingale's birthday again. So show your child 12 things, and you might have to pick some small things like Cheerios or something like that. Show them the number 12. They may not understand the concept of a number yet, but as you count to them or show them 12 of anything, 12 blocks, 12 toys, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 12 so that they get that pattern, because believe it or not, that is the beginning of math in their brain. And so it's really good for them to hear that over and over and over, and they will start to learn things. They will start learning counting, and they'll shock you when they start to get it. The song of the week is really fun. It's from a website called Preschool Education, which is very simple graphics. It's not a super fancy website, but the songs are so adorable. This page is all about helper songs, and it's nurses as well as firemen and policemen, and all kinds of people that help us. And also, please check out our Heroes page. I haven't done the podcast for that at this time when I'm recording this Nurses podcast, but hopefully I'll do the Heroes page and the Heroes podcast here pretty soon. It is a really fun page to teach them about the really important people in our lives, like policemen and firemen and soldiers and all the people like that. The story of the week is Nurse. It's a cute board book in the shape of a nurse. If you don't want to buy it, you can maybe find it at the library. If your child has some sort of health challenge coming up or something about that, maybe taking them to the library and teaching them a little bit more about nurses and doctors and hospitals in books that are age appropriate could really be very helpful for them. The snack of the week comes from Nurses Recommended Snacks, of course, so they're fairly healthy. They're from Lynn Shavaria. Hopefully I'm saying that right. She's an RN, and she's got some great snack ideas on there, so please check those out in the show notes. The Spanish words of the week are nurse, which is la enfermera or el enfermero if it's a boy or a girl. Sorry, girl or a boy. Sick is enfermero or enfermera, depending on if you're a boy or a girl. And then how to say where exactly is the pain. So if you need to ask someone in Spanish, it would be en donde exactamente tiene el dolor. Dolor is pain. So you would say, where's your pain? And you might say, el dolor es en mi cabeza, which means my head hurts. And so our do it myself this week is called Fix My Boo Boo or Fix My Owie. We always try to get something that helps them and get empowered to do it themselves. So I hope you'll check that out. We don't want to joke around with medicine or anything where it might be a situation where they wouldn't understand what you were doing, but you could put a Band-Aid on a stuffed animal or on a doll and teach them a little bit about when they get an owie, if they skin their knee or they cut themselves or something like that. You can teach them a little bit about taking care of others that way and showing compassion, which is a really wonderful trait to put into them. The activity of the week is an old-fashioned nurse's hat. You may or may not know what that means. You might have to look it up. Just Google old-fashioned nurse's hat and you'll see what it is. It's kind of a folding project on a piece of paper, and you will definitely have to help them, but you could at least kind of walk them through it and maybe put the hat on them when you're done folding. They'll probably think that's funny. The yoga pose of the week is Warrior One pose, and there are several different warrior poses in yoga, but this one is really fun. I picked it because nurses are such warriors for sickness and injury, so we want to praise that for them, and then also just make your little one feel like a warrior, strong, and if they've gone to the doctor and survived a shot, they're certainly a warrior. These links are from Yoga Journals page. Thank you for that. And finally, our sign language of the week, which is always hard because sign language doesn't translate in a podcast, but hopefully you'll check out the show notes for these different links for nurse, sick, hurt, which shows you where it hurts. The sign, you would make that sign wherever it's hurting, if it hurts in your knee or your stomach or your head. And then also the sign for better, and meaning that you're feeling better. So if you are teaching your child sign language, these specifically could be really, really helpful if they can't communicate with you or they don't know the word yet of what's hurting or what's, how to say that they're sick or not feeling well. So sign language is considered a second language, and it's so helpful to help communicate with. So I hope you'll consider that. I hope you've enjoyed our show today about nurses. Please remember to give your child a hug and tell them how much you love them. Give them lots of attention. Please put your phone down and have good eye contact with them. Be present with your child. This time in your life is very, very short. Believe me, my children are older now, and I miss these times with my little ones. But one of them is getting ready to graduate from high school. So drink it in, love it. Please find us on social media, Teaching Your Toddler at teachingyourtoddler.com is our website, which is where all the show notes are. We also are on Facebook at Teaching Your Toddler and on Twitter, Teaching Toddler. So have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you'll join us again and check out our other shows. Take care now.
Thank you for joining us for the Teaching Your Toddler Show with Marijo Tinlin. We hope you had some fun and you got some great ideas for the week. Please subscribe to the podcast, like us on Facebook, and visit the website for all the links we discussed at www.teachingyourtoddler.com. This has been the Teaching Your Toddler Show with Marijo Tinlin. Until next time, keep teaching.